what type of paint sheen should I use at my house? So what type of shine, basically, people are asking, especially when I go out on estimates, they're asking me what they should use, or they're telling me what they're going to use, and I give them suggestions on a better choice. Or they're calling the office when their job's about to go and they're talking about what paint sheens to use. So this is just a quick rundown, totally my opinion based off of the experience that I have over the years and what I have in my house. So I'll just start from the beginning, and I'm not going to get into all the different variations because I know there are washable flats and there's a whole bunch of different products that we can get into another time. But simply, there is flat. Flat has basically no sheen. Now I say basically because sometimes when you use certain flat paints and you paint your ceiling that's not in super great shape, some paints have a slight sheen to them. So when you look down a large ceiling, you could see a shine, but worse, it shows imperfections. So when you're grabbing a ceiling paint, it sounds counterproductive, but we want to use a lesser grade ceiling paint with a higher clay content so we can get a flatter finish on a ceiling. That's typically where we go there. Flat, you're not going to be able to clean it. Remember I said there are washable flats. We're going to just talk about flat paint right now. Can't clean it. So if you have kids, if you have dogs, flat paint is probably not a great choice for your walls. The benefit of flat is you can touch it up anytime you want, and for some people that's really beneficial. You can touch it up before a party, before the holidays, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to see those touch-ups on the wall. It's also a great choice for apartment rentals because you're turning them over all the time and you don't have to paint the whole wall. The next step up in sheen is matte, M-A-T-T-E. Matte finish is going to be flat when you're looking at the wall, but when you look down the side of the wall, it's going to have an angular sheen, and the benefit of that is it becomes washable, and with a really good paint, it becomes scrubbable. So it's going to hide imperfections on the wall, because remember from our previous video, whether you paint your walls yourself or you have a professional painter do them, they're doing general spackling. So they're going to do dings, dents, cracks, nail pops, and they're probably not going to get 100% of them. So you will see deviations in the surface. You could see older work from when they built the house where the sheetrock is kind of weaving in and out. Matte will help hide some of that. Matte you can typically touch up. I have matte. So matte is my choice when I want to attack and paint my walls. I have a young son, I have 3 dogs, they make a mess. You can typically clean the walls. So like before the holidays that just came up, I clean the walls, and if it doesn't come off, I touch it up, and we were good to go. I like matte. Downside of matte is it's only going to come in the higher end paint choices from Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams, so you're going to pay a little bit more for the paint, but it's going to perform very well. From there we're going to we're going to eggshell, which is generally what mostly everybody uses. Eggshell is going to have the sheen of an eggshell. It's going to have a little sheen on the wall. It's going to show a little bit more, so you'll see some more imperfections. And you can generally touch it up. Sometimes you cannot touch it up. It'll show a little shinier every spot that you touch up, as well as if you start scrubbing it, you could take some of the shine off, so it might look a little duller in those areas. Probably won't happen if you use a really good higher end eggshell sheen, eggshell paint from Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams, or any of the other paint companies, but it's a possibility. So we went from flat, no touch up, easy to, flat you can touch up, it's going to mark up, no clean. Matte, angular sheen, looks flat, hides, Usually you can scrub it when you're using a high-end paint. Most likely it touches up. Eggshell, looks like an eggshell. It's what most people use. If you scrub it too hard, you're going to take the sheen off. If you touch it up, you may see a higher sheen where you touch up. But it's 95% of our clients choose eggshell. From there, we're going satin. Satin to me is really shiny. It's a step right below semi-gloss. When you put satin on your walls, a lot of people think you can use satin, or you should use satin in a bathroom because it's going to help with stains and streaks and the surfactant leaching that we talked about in our surfactant leaching video. That's not truly the case. For me, satin on a wall is going to show almost every imperfection. It's really not the style right now, unless potentially you're talking about a feature wall, an accent wall. It, to me, dates the house, and it reminds me of really my grandparents' house. So it's an older style, shows everything. People believe that you can clean it easier. There are a lot of other paints that we talked about, flat, that you can get a washable, matte definitely, that are better choices than satin. And then you get into the semi-gloss, which usually goes on to trim work, so baseboards, door frames, and doors. It's going to be what you see everywhere when you go out. That's trim paint. Easy to clean, not going to touch up as well, so if you paint a door frame, you're going to probably paint the whole door frame. And then from there you go into gloss, which is super glossy. Sometimes you can see yourself in the finish. Super glossy we typically would use on a front door. So when you see those really deep, bold colors, it could be gloss. It's a high-end finish. You need really somebody who knows what they're doing with a gloss finish, or you're going to see where they stop and start. So again, it's going to be on doors, sometimes cabinets, or again, a really nice feature wall.